For this lesson, I'm going to show you how to practice effectively when you're out on the range. The first thing that we want to do when we're on the range is we want to make sure that we work on what our tendencies are, what we normally do that on the golf course. For instance, let's say that I slice the ball all the time or I hook the ball all the time. We want to offset those tendencies on the range. And it doesn't matter how well you hit on the range. All you want to do is you want to improve. That's all it is. So sometimes improving means that you're not going to hit the best shots out here and the results aren't going to be exactly what you want, but you're always going to be getting better if you're offsetting what your tendencies normally are. So the first thing that you see is there's a club down here at my feet. This is always used to make sure I'm aiming correctly. You always want a club down at your feet just to make sure that you're always aimed correctly at the target, because if you're not aimed correctly, a lot of times you have problems that arise from just the first thing, which is your setup. So if you're slicing the ball all the time and your feet are always aimed left, then it's not really your swing's problem, it's the setup problem. So make sure that you get your setup correct before breaking down what's wrong with your swing. So after my setup's correct, what I want to do is I want to make sure I hit a lot of different clubs on the range. I usually start out with the pitching wedge, and I go along the line from the short irons to the middle irons to the long irons. But you don't want to sit there and hit one club for too long, because what's going to happen is you're going to get in that rhythm, and that's not going to happen on the golf course. So you want to always be switching clubs, hit a few balls, switch to the next club, switch to the next club, so that you're trying to think about what you're doing instead of just being a machine and just hitting the ball every time. So I make sure that I hit a lot of different clubs, and don't swing your driver too much on the range, because the driver is what causes a lot of problems in your golf swing, and it develops a lot of bad habits. Being that it's the longest club in the bag, it's gonna make the problems in your golf swing even more magnified. So don't hit it too many times, but you want to make sure you practice it enough. So you want to make sure you work on offsetting your tendencies. And what I mean by that is, if you consistently hook the ball, I want you to hit 10 shots and try to hit up to 7 shots, so 70% of your shots to the right of the target. So when you're out on the course, you don't want to hit actually to the right of the target, but this will build a habit into your golf swing, because it's all about breaking habits when you're on the driving range. So if you always hook the ball, try to hit 7 out of 10 shots to the right of the target, then consider that successful. Doesn't matter how well you hit it, doesn't matter how solid you hit it, how much it curved to the right, just make sure it's right of the target. And vice versa, if you slice the ball, make sure that you consistently hit the ball left of the target, up to the point where you can command the ball and the ball flight, and you know exactly where the ball is going, because it's all about developing control of the golf ball. So that's the way that you want to practice on the golf range. You want to make sure that you break your habits, you offset your tendencies, don't get result oriented, and hit a lot of different clubs, because out on the course, you're not just going to be hitting a 9-iron all day. You're going to have to hit your 5-iron, your 6-iron, all sorts of different clubs. So that's how you want to practice on the golf range.